speed pulls, speed bench, rep, squat day, which is probably the easiest day of my training week, and I am very grateful for that because still feeling a little bit fried from Saturday. And I think the biggest benefit of this day being a little bit lighter is not just like the refresh opportunity from my heavy days, but it's an opportunity to fix the shit that I screwed up on my heavier sessions. And let me tell you, we got some fixing to do. Because one thing that I'm really happy about with last week's training is I filmed my deadlifts from the front. The reason I'm happy about that is filming from the side, I didn't notice one of the bigger changes that's happened since the weight loss. That is because I'm less fat, I'm narrower this way. First thing you're probably thinking is, no shit, Seth. Second thing you're probably thinking is, why the hell does that matter? Well, no matter how fat I am, I need to make sure that my grip is wide enough that I can actually get my rib cage through my arms at lockout. But now that I'm slightly less fat, I don't need to be as wide to get my rib cage through. And if I can afford to get a little bit narrower, the narrower my arms are, the less angled out they are at the start, and at the finish, the artificially longer my arms will be, and the more favorable my leverages will be as well. So let's do our best to nudge her in an inch or so. Gotta check the tape to make sure that looked okay. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. And I'm thinking we're gonna go 4 plates for work sets again, which is the same weight that we used last week, but I think it was heavy enough to get the job done last week, and I don't necessarily want to go heavier because my goal for today is better fatigue management than we had last week.
Office Seth here to remind you that if you are unsure about what you need to be doing in your training, hit that link below and sign up for Team Activated, because you will be able to get direct help and feedback from me on a daily basis. Plus, you'll access our exclusive educational library with classroom modules as well as deep dive lectures into the subjects that will make you a better lifter and coach.
Moral of the story, fellas, if she tells you half an inch doesn't make a difference, she is lying. And the only thing I'm like a little bit concerned with there is the bit of a finger tear I had last week open up again, so hoping that it doesn't turn into something shittier. But if it does, all we'll do is run straps for a week or so, let it heal up, train grip outside of deadlifts, and we'll be a-okay either way. And because we thought ahead and ran the stiff legs and the session Saturday, we're taking our little monster mini bands and going to run the speed bench. And the only thing that I'm doing a little bit different here than I did last week is I have the band set closer to the J-hooks so that I have to pull out harder against the bands. So I felt like they were kind of like trying to toss me the wrong way for where I want to be in my lats. And by the time I realized that, I was already in my sets and was too lazy to get up and change the bands. So yeah. And I'm thinking it's going to be another round of same weight as last week, just press it better. So let's press it better. Yeah, and there's my cute little 5x5 at 135. And I'm very aware that it looks stupid to do working presses with this little weight. But I freaking swear, after years of speed benching, I've realized I get way more bang for the buck on my speedy presses with very submaximal loading. So if I'm gonna get the same amount out of it, you're sure as hell gonna bet that I'm gonna go a little bit lighter. Because I think that the biggest thing that matters for speed bench isn't like how hard I'm pressing, but how assertive I'm being with my lat catch. And I don't need a ton of weight to get the job done there. And now, because I'm pulling hard stuff out of my bench day on Wednesday, I'm going to insert some easier stuff in on this session for like a fluffy fluff, feel good, make shoulders nice and lubed up intent with the full range push-ups. So I'm gonna put my hands on the foot platform for getting onto the pull-ups, and I can drop my chest between for a little bit more shoulder range of motion. And I'm really only gonna go until things feel nice and smooth and lubed up, not pushing this anywhere near failure, because the intent here is therapeutic, not hypertrophic. So we're prioritizing nice little stretch in the bottom, slow controlled push all the way to the top. And the biggest reason I want to run these today is yesterday Miana took me on a hike where I fell off a cliff and almost died, had to like grab onto a tree to not continue sliding. And my shoulder doesn't feel the freshest after that, and it felt like okay on the speed bench, but not great. So want to just give it a little bit of touching up on these suckers. And I'm not even joking about that. I definitely need to proofread her hike choices a little bit closer before I agree to go on them. Also, this corner of the gym is super freaking dark, so I got ISO set to 32,000 if you're wondering why this shot is so grainy. Anyways, we are grabbing shoes now because it is time for squats. That was much harder grabbing the shoes and recording myself than I anticipated. I probably won't do that again. And if you remember last week, we ran fronties, but we're not doing that today because we have something stupider in mind. Because, yeah, we're going stupid bar squats. And you might be thinking, Seth, if the bar is so stupid, why are you squatting with it? Well, what I jacked up on the weekend squats was my head pack off the pick, and as a result, I had a changing torso angle as I hit the hole, and this bar is gonna punish the shit out of me if I do either of those. And the only goal for today's loading protocol is similar to last week's fronties, where we're just trying to lube stuff up. So hopefully this does the trick. Watching the tape back, I realized I could have a little bit more hinge at the initiation, so we'll do that. Putting collars on and doing another because rep 1 was not the deal, and then rep 2 and 3 were pretty good, and then after that I was like, why the fuck does it feel so lopsided? And I looked at the plates and they were half slid off, so we'll fix that and see if we can fix the squat even more. Yeah, that was all I needed to get the feel. I'm stoked. And now it is time for a little bit of accessorizing, fluffy stuff, touching, and for the most part, I might just vibe out on these and not talk a lot, so we'll see how they go. And of course, we're going to start with Darrell attachment cable delt raises. Get it? Because it's a big black ball. Anyways, it is time now for the reverse hugging segment of the day. And like, my bench press is so freaking dependent on my rear delts because I need to spread into the bar super hard to get my triceps to work. And I can't spread into the bar super hard unless the rear delts are there to play. And it's once again time for pull downs. We'll keep it light because of Joel. That was strict enough to go full stack, right? Whatever, we're digging into her. Only halfway embarrassing execution there, so progress. And I figure we're gonna finish up with the all-time make spine feel nice favorite. And when I get sent videos of these, one of the most common things I'm seeing done wrong is people are just like hanging out down here and not getting all the way up the top. But if we can get all the way up to the top, not by arching lumbar, but by shoving hips through, keeping abs on, and then pulling down from that position, that's going to give us so much transference to how we want our brace to feel at the unrack and finish of a squat, as well as the lockout of our deadlift. So get those glutes through, keep those abs on, and then curl yourself down from that position, leading with the old rib cage. And I'm happy to report that I feel a hell of a lot fresher today than I did on Sunday. And like I was stressing a little bit on Sunday that the whole week would end up feeling super flat, but I'm at least optimistic that I'll still be able to have a good bench Wednesday and a good main pull day Thursday. But I think like the most important thing that I did today is knowing that I did feel a whole lot better than I did on Sunday, like knowing that I felt a whole lot better than I did on this day last week even, I really wanted to do more. Like I wanted to bang out more bodybuilding accessories. I wanted to do more fluff stuff. I wanted to crank harder on everything that I did. But I think that because I had a little bit of restraint today and I remembered that the purpose of today is to set up Wednesday, set up Thursday, set up next Saturday, that I did what I needed to do today, even if it didn't feel like it was the hardest work or the most productive, because the point of today isn't necessarily to work hard, it is to work well to allow me to be primed for the work that actually matters. And I think that's like the most important thing being inside of 7 weeks out from the meet now, is understanding that I'm not really going to get a whole lot stronger, and pushing harder isn't really going to help me display better strength. So more and more and more and more in the coming weeks, I'll be shifting focus towards allowing myself to display strength better, not necessarily to build it, because we're really out of time to build. I kind of got what I got. I'm happy that I got knowing how strong I am on accessories. I just need to hone the blade, sharpen the knife, and get myself ready to get on that platform. And if you guys need help with understanding when to push, when to pull back, when to dig in harder on accessories, when to start trading accessories out for main lift volume, hit the link below, sign up for Team Activated, because my goal is to teach you a framework that will allow you to better think about training, better make your own training decisions, and coach yourself, all the while getting feedback from me and other coaches that are in there.